Blake Lively is in some major trouble in this whole It Ends With Us drama still. I cannot believe, you guys, that we are still talking about this movie, but the drama just keeps continuing. There's a ton of people that are just not happy with Blake, and now an old interview has come out of Blake where the interviewer has said that she literally wanted to quit her job after talking to Blake, so she does not look very good right now. In terms of Justin Baldoni, he's hired a PR crisis manager to help him through this, as this has not been the best situation with him, especially right now. The headlines in regards to him are saying that he has shamed Blake, made her feel bad on set for her postpartum body, and that he held kisses too long. So everything that is continuing to be said about this movie is just not good. We are going to get into everything that has continued to be said because there is just a lot. Clearly. To catch anyone up to speed, in case you have no idea how this all started, basically the movie It Ends With Us just released into theaters. The film stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Blake was a producer and Justin was the director of the film and was also the one who bought the rights to make the movie back in 2019 from Colleen Hoover, the author of the book It Ends With Us. Everything seemed to be all sunshine and rainbows at the beginning of the year as he was arm in arm with Colleen Hoover promoting the film. But just before the film's released last Friday, fans noticed that Justin was not followed by any of the other major players in the cast and that Colleen Hoover didn't even follow him. He was doing press by himself and people needed to know why. He was also the only one who was promoting the film for what it truly is, which is a story about DV. Whereas the rest of the cast has been promoting it in a lighthearted romance type of way. Blake has gotten a lot of backlash for how she's talked about the film, as people just felt like she was not talking about DV, trying to make it a Barbie and Oppenheimer moment with the way that she has been promoting this film alongside her husband Ryan Reynolds because he is in Deadpool and Wolverine, and the movies were coming out very close to each other, so people just felt like they were trying to do something that should not have been done with the way that this movie was so serious. Ryan and Hugh Jackman were both on the carpet with her at It Ends With Us. Ryan had even crashed one of the interview days that they had done with another one of the lead actors for It Ends With Us.
Thank you, Brandon. I love the movie.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, God.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Let's dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay. Anyway, I saw this photo. It was very suggestive. So I got it right here. I'm gonna get right to it. How do you explain that?
Hello, Brandon.
No.
Well, it's not every day the mother-in-law of the leading lady gets to interview the love interest and the man trying to replace my sweet little gummy bear, Ryan.
Blake posted this on her Instagram, to which she ended up getting a lot of negative comments about Ryan's involvement in this film. Someone said, "This is so gross. Stop making every single thing about you and your husband. Barf. This is very strange. This movie isn't about Blake and Ryan and their popularity. It's serious and deserves more respect. So we're not going to talk about DV. It's just all about Blake and Ryan, of course." So clearly people are very upset with how lighthearted she's been taking all the promo, and she's definitely seen it, as she took to her Instagram story this week to write, "Thank you to everyone who came out to show that people want to see films about women and the multitude we hold. It Ends With Us is a story of the female experience, all the highest highs and lowest lows, and we are so proud of it. We have been in celebration of this film and of getting a message so important out there to the masses. Thank you all for embracing It Ends With Us movie with the same love, pain, and joy we had sharing it with you all." And she also shared a statistic about DV and the hotline number for DV in the following Instagram story that she had posted. And some took this as damage control, that, you know, she's been getting so much backlash right now for not talking about DV as much as Justin, or like hardly at all. And so that's why people felt like she was posting this. But on the topic of damage control, it seems like Justin is also trying to do the same, as it was reported this week that he hired a a PR crisis manager to help him get ahead of what was being said about him. There had been some murmurs of a story that was going to be coming out about Justin as to the real reason why the cast was no longer associating with him following filming It Ends With Us, but there was only a Daily Mail article that was out at the time and people didn't really know if they should be believing it or what. Hollywood Reporter wrote on Tuesday saying that he had hired Melissa Nathan and that Nathan launched the agency group earlier this summer after spending nearly a decade working for leading crisis strategist Matthew Hiltzik. Her New York-based outfit specializes in communications, crisis, reputation management, personal publicity, and digital team services across the entertainment industry. Among the clients joining from her Hiltzik strategies was Johnny Depp, whom she represented during the Amber Heard trial. After hearing this, people were like, this cannot be good. What is about to come out about him? And on Wednesday, articles were coming out reporting that Justin made Blake feel uncomfortable on the set of It Ends With Us. TMZ reported, sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ there was a scene where Justin lifts Blake into the air. According to our sources, Justin has a history of back problems, and before lifting Blake, he went to his on-set trainer and asked how much she weighed and how could he train to protect his back from injury. Blake later found out about Justin's comment and felt he fat shamed her. We're told this comment really bothered Blake, who gave birth to her and her husband Ryan Reynolds' fourth child in February 2023. They also wrote about another incident with Justin and Blake, writing, our sources tell us the second incident that allegedly made Blake uncomfortable on set is when the two engaged in a kissing scene and Blake felt he lingered longer than he should have with the kiss. Prior to this information coming out, a lot of what has been said in the press is reports of creative differences between Blake and Justin, as it seems the two of them had different visions for how this film should be. So prior to this, we were not hearing anything about her feeling uncomfortable except for the Daily Mail article that had come out, but that is what we're hearing now. Prior to that, The Hollywood Reporter had just said that Blake had commissioned her own cut of the film, but it was unclear if any of her version was put into the final version that is in the theaters today, as her editor was not credited in the film. But the internet has really just run with this idea that it was Blake who took over the movie and it upset Justin. I certainly do think that it's really interesting that, had Blake taken over and was playing director when she wasn't the director of this movie, it's almost interesting how the cast has seemed to side with her. The cast is siding with her, Colleen Hoover is siding with her, because in some other interviews, it seems people are trying to make it seem like the cast is annoyed at her, they're over her, and I feel like if that were true, then she would be the one that was doing all the interviews by herself. But because Justin is the one that is isolated and not followed by the cast, I just find that so interesting. Like, it's just so crazy, all of the stuff that is coming out, because the internet dislikes Blake, but the cast seems to like her. It is a mess. This whole thing is a total mess. And to add to this why we shouldn't like Blake narrative, a video has gone viral this week of an old interview of Blake. One journalist has posted her nightmare interview with Blake on YouTube this week. It's an interview from 2016 for the movie Cafe Society, and the video is titled The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job. And I will say it is an uncomfortable watch for sure.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it
Okay.
out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are
You
you
like the
kidding?
movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love little Jesse's
He has
suits
some
and
beautiful.
how
That's what I'm saying.
he
His
turns
wardrobe
it-
was
oh, I
beautiful.
know,
Corey's
everybody.
wardrobe
I
was
know,
gorgeous.
he's
Those
so great.
high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I would wish men
And
wore
sorry,
high-waisted
too.
pants
I
like
know.
that still.
Me
Or
too.
their father with his tank top in
Oh,
bed.
it's so
Just
good.
it's just like
Did you
that.
catch
You could
the,
feel
the
it.
tablecloth on the light in the Italian restaurant when they eat spaghetti?
I didn't
and
notice that. No.
that- There's
So
so
I
much
feel like-
warmth of everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not just the women that have the clothes.
But
I feel like the women
Victoria-
get the conversation, but it's like
Yeah.
every detail with everybody.
People have noted that Blake seemed upset at the time about the question pertaining to the outfits in the movie, but this year when promoting It Ends With Us, she is talking endlessly about the wardrobe in every interview that she has done. People have also tried to say that at the time of the interview, there was a big conversation that had been going around about what women were being asked in interviews, as a lot of women in Hollywood were tired about never being asked about their craft, but instead made to feel as though they were only worthy of being asked about their dress and nails. But ultimately, most online agree that the way that Blake answered to her, there was just no excuse for that mean girl behavior. But now, everyone is just analyzing every moment from every interview that she's ever done, trying to find another moment just like this where she doesn't look the best. So I know Justin just hired a PR crisis manager, but it sounds like Blake is really the one that needs one right now because everyone is coming at her. The whole thing is just so crazy. I mean, like, this whole drama surrounding this movie, it is just so wild. I truly did not think that we were going to be talking about it as much as we have been, but the conversation does not seem to be settling down anytime soon. But that is what is come out as of right now in terms of Blake and Justin. I certainly want to know what you guys think about everything that is being said, all of the drama that is continuing to happen. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.